Hey everybody, it's Peter from Brantford Kia. Happy Friday. Fridays we like to have some fun around here, and we're going to do just that. I did something special today. So first of all, if you're watching because you want to know more about the 2020 Kia Forte LX IVT, that's the automatic transmission LX model of the Kia Forte, this is your video. Grab a snack, grab a beverage. We're going to stick around for about a half an hour and we're going to talk about it. We're just going to let our live audience build, so if you're watching after the live portion, if you're watching it on a replay, skip ahead to the 3-minute mark. That's where we'll get going. If you want to know how to join us every weekday live at 2 o'clock, let me show you how to do that right now. I'm going to flip the camera around here. There we go. You can check out, not this website, that's the wrong website. You can check out YouTube. You're probably already on it. I doubt this is embedded anywhere else, but sometimes they are. Anyways, go to YouTube, search for Brantford Kia. This is what we look like. Just click in the search bar there, and if you refresh the page exactly at 2 o'clock, one of two things is going to happen. Sometimes, but not today probably. Oh, wow. Sometimes the video shows right here. You got the Live Now tab right there. If it doesn't show, oftentimes it doesn't, just go to the Videos tab right here, and you will see the very first video will say Live Now. Click the Live Now tab, and we get to see an ad. Help YouTube advertisers by answering one question. Has anybody heard of which of the following brands have you heard of? Oh, I've never heard of Coca-Cola, Pepsi. Okay, we're gonna skip that. Skip that. All right, that was exciting, guys. That seems like an interesting poll. I'm gonna have to talk to my friends at Google and ask them about that poll. All right, you guys say you watch me every day. Thank you. I got a bunch of the regulars are here. Maybe Teddy will make a guest appearance. Just so you know, those of you who are not regulars, I had a teddy bear. I used him to measure trunk space. He would have been super, super handy today because he's a massive teddy bear, and you can just compare video to video to see trunk space comparisons. Teddy is missing. I have tasked our team with finding it. Nobody's come through for me yet. It's not in the last car. The last car I did a video with Teddy with was September 8th. It was a Forte 5. He was in the back seat at the final shot of that, and he is gone. Is there a reward? Yeah, there's a reward. You get to have the teddy, be the one who gets credited with finding the teddy bear. Yeah, infamy online is what you get. I don't know where he is. He's usually in my office. I have 2 chairs. He's in the second chair. He's not there. Albert's volunteering to search. Come on down. You can search. I don't think he's in a trunk. I often leave teddy bear in a trunk. He's not in a trunk because I've checked all the trunks. Can't find him. So we're rambling about teddy bear. It's a good thing we got till the 3-minute mark to keep rambling here. Yeah, I have no idea where he is, guys. I've asked our staff to find him. We've put out emails, posters. We've done what we can. I have no idea where he is. So hopefully we'll find him because he really would have been useful today, especially with this car. Anyways, we're going to talk about that in a second. Yeah, all points bulletin, exactly. Okay, we're heading to the 3-minute mark right now, and then we'll get going. Don't forget the key. My regulars are awesome. You guys are helping me out. All right, here we go. Welcome to the 2020 Kia Forte LX IVT. The reason I'm doing this car today is we are now having an inventory clear out sale. Usually we do a really good job of clearing our inventory out before sort of the end of the model year, but every year, of course, we have a sale, and that's what's going on. We are having a sale right now. However, you'll notice I said in the title of this video there's a surprise, and I also said on Instagram that we have a special something for someone who watches this video. Here's the thing. You don't just have to watch this video. You also have to subscribe to my channel, and you have to buy this car. Here is the stock number. FT201. It's a 2020 Kia Forte. It's LX. If you buy this car, FT201, 2020 Kia Forte LX, with this stock number, I talked to Pat this morning. Pat is the owner of the dealership. He'll buy you a steak dinner. So we'll get you a gift card. You don't have to go with us, which is even better. We'll get you a gift card to take a steak dinner, steak dinner for 2 kind of thing. He didn't specifically say steak dinner for 2, but now that I've said it online, you can show him this, and he'll have to do that because that's the way this works around here. Once I say it online, he'll have to honor it. So there you go, steak dinner for 2 if you buy this car, this stock number. All you gotta do is watch my video because I'm not advertising this anywhere else but right here on YouTube. All right, you probably don't care about that. We have an audience from usually around the world, so our local buyers will find that interesting, but the rest of you probably want to get into the car. So let's talk about this car. 2019, this car won Canadian Small Car of the Year. Now, you don't get to win that award unless you're a brand new car. Full disclosure, Mazda won it in 2020. I like this car better than the Mazda for many, many, many reasons. First of all, price point. Second of all, space. Interior space is fantastic in this car. Plus, I like the features better. So we always say, yeah, compare those two side by side. We have no problem doing that. We usually do quite well in that comparison. So what we're going to do in the next 25 minutes or so, we're going to go through. We're going to show you the outside, the inside, trunk space. I'm going to show you me in there, headroom. We're going to show you the technology in this car, and we're going to go over your questions. So we got some time to do that. We're going to have some fun. So feel free to have some fun with me. I like to sort of just, have a little more fun on Fridays. So that's what we're going to do. You asked which color gray it was, and the last thing I did before I hit record was go, oh, shoot, I don't remember which color gray this is. I believe this is urban gray. Yes, urban gray. There we go. Sorry about that. So I just wanted to check that. So there we go. Urban gray is this car. Now, just to be fully clear, I can tell looking at this with my eyes, it is different than on my screen, which means it's different on your screen. So gray is one of those colors. Two things about gray. If my wife is watching, which she never does, I have trouble identifying grays. I see some grays as blue, and I consistently call certain grays blue. This does look gray to me, so I know it's a gray car, but that's just one of my funny quirks. So it's definitely a gray car, but it does look different in person. It's the kind of gray you have to see in person, and you should just come see it in person. Plus, if you buy this car, steak dinner for two. We're going to play that all day long. Hey, somebody's walking in here. Oh, no, they chickened out, did not want to appear on the internet. Hey, there's James. James can sell you this car. James doesn't even know about my deal, so you'll have to tell him about it when he sells you the car. One thing, full disclosure, Tim, our general manager, is not here. Tim likes things clean. Hopefully he's not watching because this car did not get clean today. We had one of those days, and there we go. All right, what we're going to do is you guys asked me to get the key because I always forget. That's what I'm grabbing right now. I want to show you the key on this car because Kia did an improvement on this key. You'd love to see a Forte 5 GT versus Mazda 3 GT comparison. We've talked about doing other brand comparisons. I'm not afraid to do that. I have no problem pointing out the pros and cons. There are pros and cons to doing that for our dealership. So we might do that. We might come up with a series and stuff like that. We'll figure that out. That's something we're talking about, certainly because we don't have a problem putting our cars up against anybody else's car. But that's something we have to figure out a little bit. Plus, we got to be able to steal somebody else's car and tell them, hey, the Kia is better. So that's one of those things that are hard to do. And sometimes the Kia is not better in some ways. And I have no problem pointing that out. Usually we win sales because the Kia does well in a whole bunch of reasons. All right, but of course I'm biased and that's gonna happen. Here's the key. A lot of our former keys had the buttons on here. I never had an issue with that, but we have heard some people say that the buttons on here can accidentally be hit if they're in your pocket. So Kia got smart. They put them over here. So this key is sort of a detonator style key. You can see how it, you hit this button, the whole car, no, I can't say that. You know what happens. It doesn't do anything like that. You hit this button and it locks. The rest of the button's unlocked, opens the trunk, and hits the horn for a panic situation. What's cool about this is you can easily or lock that car. You never have trouble finding that lock button, which I think is pretty helpful. This particular key, because it is a keyed car, not a push button start, has the little jackknife style key. So hopefully that transferred onto camera. Probably 30 frames per second. Anyways, that key opens up. So it's just the key fob in your pocket. However, when I hop in the car, I'm going to use the key. Before we get in and talk about technology, I want to talk about sort of the outside of the car. We're going to start with the trunk space because I think that's a huge selling feature of this car. As we do that, we're going to come along the front here. I'm going to take a look at one little thing. You guys know I'm not... you don't have to follow me on Instagram. I'm not one of those people that says I need you to follow me. If you want to, though, I'm not super interesting. Maybe I'll get more interesting in the coming years. But you can go to Instagram at Peter_Brantford_Kia. That lets you know what I'm doing every day on video. Sometimes I do stories. If I do anything interesting, it's always on there. Haven't done anything interesting in a while because of COVID. However, that's a good place to follow me, and it's a good place to ask questions if you have a question that you want answered in a video. It's just another place to sort of prep me. When you see the car that's coming up that day, you can ask me a question, or you can just suggest what I should put in here, and we can do that. And if you can't join us live, you can join us after. That's fine. All right, taking a look at this car. This is an LX IVT transmission. So let's just look at what that is in the model lineup before you get too far. LX is right here. There is an LX manual transmission. There's an LX automatic transmission, and then they go up from there. We're looking at that, what would be the red car there, $19,295. Look at the fuel efficiency numbers between the manual transmission on the left and the automatic transmission on the right. 8.6 versus 7.9, 6.4 versus 5.9. That's a really good reason to get this automatic transmission. And the other really good reason to get it is because this automatic transmission, this IVT transmission, every car that has that with us, which is the Kia Soul, the Kia Rio, the Kia Forte, Kia Forte 5, and the Kia Seltos, all of those cars, I'm easily able to exceed those numbers on a lot of the driving I do. So it's actually interesting that I can get better fuel efficiency, and that's not exclusive to me. Other people have said that to me as well. But this car is a lower trim level. So let's take a look at what you get on essentially an entry-level Kia Forte. Right now you get projector beam headlights. Now you'll notice on the higher end Fortes, there's an X pattern that is an LED pattern around the headlight. Those headlights are often LED, not always, but the X pattern is LEDs. On this one, they replicate the look of that X pattern LED, but they don't give you those LED daytime running lights. Not a huge concern, just something to know. That projector beam headlight though, that style of headlight used to be the light on luxury cars. They give you a nice sharp cutoff, nice clean beam, but you don't have LEDs on this one. You can get them if you move up, but it's still a very good high quality light. Signal lights down there. One thing that's cool, see the little venting down there? You can see the openings there. That is functional. So what that does is it brings air through, helps cool the brakes, helps reduce turbulence across the wheel, and it makes it a little bit more aerodynamic efficient. The other thing that's kind of cool about the front of this car is they give you some details. You can see the sort of silver detail around the grille. You can see some extra like detailing, the little lip spoiler down there. It's not a base looking car by any means. You still have body colored door handles, body colored mirrors. So the one thing that may look a little base to some of you is the wheel covers. You can always get alloy wheels in this car. You could step up a trim level and get the alloy wheels. I kind of like these in a base car. If you're searching for an economy car, an efficient car to own, what's kind of nice about these is if you throw winter tires on these, you can keep the same look on your car all year round. So that's one benefit of having the wheel covers instead of the alloy wheels. Moving back here, you can see sort of the look there. There's a little bit of a lip spoiler here. One little cool little detail, just things people don't realize. The aerodynamic efficiency of these cars. You see this little sort of bump out right here? That's all about aerodynamic efficiency as well. They just square off the back a little bit. Same way as they have the sort of spoiler look here. All of those little details help for aerodynamic efficiency. They help with fuel economy. Just little things that they do, little details that they do. They don't have to do it on every car, but they do, and that makes it a little bit more efficient. Now, before I open the trunk, 22 of you are watching. 7 of you have said, I deserve a like today. I guess the rest of you have decided I don't. I mean, it'd be cool if I got a like, but remember, if you buy this car, you get a steak dinner. So give a like if you think that's a good idea. We should do that. All right, here's the key fob again. We showed you that. We're gonna hold this button, basically because it says to hold it, and check out what happens. The trunk opens. So kind of a cool feature. If you have a hatchback, you can hold that button. It'll just unlock your car, but holding the button on a sedan will actually open the trunk. Now, because Teddy Bear is not here, I'm gonna do something I should never, ever do. I'm gonna climb in here. This is a terrible idea. Never climb in the trunk of a car, especially on video. All right, check out my feet. I don't know if you can see my leg, but it's straight. I'm 6 feet tall. I've got terribly ugly shoes. If I'm not earning likes today, I swear, you people are not watching the same video I'm watching. That is a massive trunk, massive. It is a class-leading trunk. When we said the Mazda 3 won the 2020 Small Car of the Year, and the Forte won the 2019 Small Car of the Year, part of the reason I like this car is the massive trunk. So a lot of you guys are looking at SUVs and you look at the total cargo volume, but if you want floor space, keep in mind my rear end was sitting right inside there, not up on the lip, and my leg was stretched right across to all the way there. I'm about 6 feet tall. I'm not a small, short person. That is tremendous trunk space. So if I had a teddy bear, I'd use a teddy bear, but my teddy bear went missing, so we used me. Yeah, me too, Jasmine. I'm not even gonna repeat that comment. Okay, you guys make me laugh. All right, you also have the ability to put the seats down here, so you can pull that. You don't have to reach around to the inside. A lot of cars, including what we used to do, is a silly system. You had to open the trunk, then you had to pull the seats down on the inside. Now you can just do them right from the trunk, so that's kind of handy. Lots of groceries back there, exactly. It really is a class-leading trunk. And another little silly detail that they put on this car, which people don't think about. I'm Canadian, you guys obviously know that. There's a handle here. In Canada, the salt in the winter comes up here. All of that salt and dirt and stuff, it acts as little grains of sand. When you shut the trunk up here, you're scraping the paint every single time. If you just go here, you can shut the trunk like that. You never touch the paint. You never leave those ugly fingerprints along the bottom of the car, and you're not gonna scratch your paint. So kind of a cool feature there. All right, rear seat first, front seat first. Let's go rear seat first, and then we'll talk about the front seat because there's a lot to talk about in the front seat. So we just showed my size in the trunk. Now we're going to show what my size looks like in the back seat. To be fair, I don't think this seat is as far forward as it needs to be. I didn't put it in here. I'm assuming it's a hair further back, but it doesn't matter. It's close enough for me to drive the car. Okay, a couple things you're gonna notice with every Kia. One, this one's a little bit dirty, forgive me. Second thing, this door opens very wide. If you're putting children in here, so let's say maybe you buy this as a single person or maybe a young couple, maybe you're deciding to have kids at some point. If you have kids and you still own this car, you're gonna be happy with it. You don't have to upgrade to an SUV or a minivan or anything silly like that. You want the efficiency. You wanna save money when you have a little kid. And these doors open really wide, and that makes it really easy to, especially if you have kids, to put them in their seatbelts, to put them in that 5-point harness. You can easily walk across here and get to everything. So just something to keep in mind. Not every door works the same way and that kind of thing. Let me jump in. All right, you know what? The seat is not in the right spot, the passenger seat. It's way far back. All right, you can see here, I'm 6 feet tall. Is there space? Yeah, not bad. You know, can't quite put a fist up there, but I got a ton of space. And again, I'm a 6-footer. So what are those lines for? Oh, on the seat? Jasmine asked, what are the lines for? Are you talking about those lines, Jasmine? Say yes or no, Jasmine, and I'll pay attention. Anyways, yeah, those lines. Okay, so those lines are for style. I'm not a stylish guy, you can tell, look at me. But they decided they put them in there for style. I like them. I don't know. So yeah, that's what they are. They're style lines. Anyways, while we're in here, we're gonna talk about some function. Ooh, that looked bad. That looked like I had a tummy there. This is not a good view. All right, let's look at my legs, not my tummy. Here we go. You can see my legs are flat to the seat here. That's pretty rare in a compact car. You can also see I've got tons of knee room here. And we talked about kids with this car. Let's just show that again. Again, I can move the seat probably forward from where it is. We talked about kids. This is a plastic back panel. You can wipe that down with a wet cloth and get all of that mess out of there. And if you have kids, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's not cloth, it's easy to clean. Super handy. All right, we're flipping the camera around because I've seen enough of me on camera today. Thought it was a back warmer or something. Well, it is a back warmer if you park in the sun. It's not a back warmer in this LX car. Actually, funny thing is, not many of our cars with the rear heated seats actually are heated back. So it's usually just the seat bottom. The one exception might be the Telluride SXL with the center row seat. I have to check my specs. I believe that has back and bottom seat warmers. So if you get rear seat warmers in a Kia, and most cars actually, it's just the bottom. All right, out front here, manual seat, power windows, power locks, power mirrors. This right here, that one tilts the seat. This one here, if you push it down, the seat goes down. If you pull it up, the seat comes up. So if you're sharing this car with different people, or if you're just a taller person, shorter person, you're gonna be able to get comfortable in this car because not only is that adjustable for height, you also have a steering wheel that tilts up and down and comes in and out. And that is super, super helpful to get comfortable and to be safe. You want to be the right distance from the airbag, but you want to be comfortable on a long trip. Used to say compact cars couldn't do a trip across the country. I would gladly drive this car across the country, no problem at all. All right, that key that you guys reminded me to have, it's in my pocket, which is a little awkward to get out when I'm sitting in the seat. Okay, here we go. Key in the car. We're not going to start it, but we're going to turn it on. Regulars are familiar with what I'm doing right now. All right, check out. Let's do a little system check. There we go. That's what you get. All right, in the center of your display screen, left side tach, right side speedometer, left side temperature gauge, that multi-information display. Let's zoom into that a little tiny bit. A lot going on here, which I'm a big fan of. Again, this is the base level car. So you've got fuel economy, trips, that kind of stuff. Remember that fuel economy is not accurate. Most dealership cars sit around a dealership idling a lot. This one does that. There's your speedometer as well, and your drive mode, normal, economical, or aggressive. So what this drive mode button is, or this display does, is pretty cool. I'm gonna switch the drive mode now. We're gonna go normal, sport, or smart. Now, if it's in that smart mode, check what it's gonna say. The smart mode changed to eco. So let me just do that again. Normal, sport, smart. Now watch where it says smart there in the middle. It changes to eco. And what that does is in this smart mode, if you're driving economically, a little bar graph will go to the left. Ooh, that fingernail looked funny. Anyways, the bar graph will move to the left towards economical. You won't see it till we drive, and we're not driving. If you're driving a little more aggressive, it'll go a little more aggressive. And you can control with your foot, your right foot, whether that's in eco mode, whether that's in smart or sport mode or anything else. It can kind of move on its own. I love driving this car in smart mode. The transmission sort of figures it out for you. It feels really good. A lot of people used to hate IVT, CVT transmissions, and I get it. The early ones were terrible. This one is fantastic, and that's why this car won 2019 Small Car of the Year in Canada. You guys were asking about other settings. The tire pressure monitors. This particular car does not have tire pressure monitors. It is the very base model. You can get that in this car, but you got to move up a trim line or so. So again, we're just starting at the very bottom here. Let me just try to zoom out here. There we go. All right, coming over here, you see that this car, if you've ever been in a Kia Stinger, has Stinger-like accents. Those vents there are Stinger-like in the way they look. And the screen here is Stinger-like in the way it looks. It comes straight out of there, and in fact, that is the same screen as a Kia Stinger. It's an 8-inch screen, and you have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Now, my boss said to me this morning that I told him something about 5 years ago that he didn't realize, and it's been the most helpful feature he's ever used. So here's the little Android Auto and Apple CarPlay hint. If you have a cell phone, it doesn't matter, smartphone, Android or Apple, you can tell Siri or Google to remind you to do something at a location or at a time. So you can say, remind me to buy my wife flowers on Sunday morning at 8 a.m. You can do that. You can say, remind me to send an email when I get to work. Or, when I get to work, remind me to do this. When I get to home, remind me to do this. When I get to the grocery store, remind me to do that. You can say, remind me to get home, remind me to get work. You just tell your phone where home and work is, which most of your phones already know that. And you can set reminders. So on a Saturday, I'll think of something I have to do for work, and I'll say, remind me to do X, Y, Z when I get to work. And that works. Now, here's the thing with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. You're often in your car, you're thinking, what happens is you can tell your car with Android Auto or Apple CarPlay plugged in, tell it to remind me to do something when I get to X, home, church, the store, wherever you're going. You can say all of those things. Remind me to do that whenever. And when you get there, not just your car will remind you if you're sitting there, but if you pull your phone out and take it with you, as you walk into your workplace, your phone will go bzz, bzz, and it'll give you a little reminder. And that sound effect was free, by the way. You'll get a reminder. So that's a cool little feature that my boss and I both use all the time. And I guess he didn't know about it. And he says it was one of the most useful things I told him about. So in 5 years, that's the most useful thing I've done. If that doesn't deserve a like, I mean, that's all I'm going for now. Anyways, you also have AM, FM, and you have a nice stereo system in here. Simple, easy to use. Touchscreen display works really well. Works quickly, sort of like an iPad. So you can do a lot of things in here. Yeah, very simple, easy to use controls. Down here, manual controls for your air conditioning works really well. Down there, in this particular car, just a spot to put your phone. It has a grippy rubbery pad, so that's where you can put your phone. I would show you, but I'm currently filming with my phone. Put the car in drive for a second, and you'll see another thing down here. In the upper level trims, this can be a wireless charge pad. You'll have a little indicator here with a light, and it'll be a wireless charge pad. In this particular car, it doesn't have that, but those other cars don't come with a free steak dinner for two. Remember that. We'll talk about that again at the end. Down here, you have two 12-volt ports and a USB in the center, so you can keep all your devices charged. One thing I didn't show you when I did put this in reverse like this, clarity of the screen. You can see anytime you film a screen, you can't see clarity. I can almost read the letters on that screen thing over there. So you've got real good clarity. You can see the floors there. You can see the door handle. Everything's really clear. So the backup camera is awesome on this car. Works very, very well. While we're at the gear shift, let's just throw it in drive for a second. Throw it in drive. If I want to get real sporty, tap it this way. First of all, it throws it in sport mode automatically. Did you see that? There it is. Let's just do that again. Smart mode, because that's where I am. Sport mode by just moving it. Now, if I don't shift it at all, it's in sport mode. I don't have to hit the drive button. I can have some sort of manual tactile feel if I throw it in sport mode. And then I can shift up and down. And there's 8 gear ratios in this transmission when you shift it up and down manually. Pretty fun way to do stuff. Actually, this car's pretty zippy. It's only got 147 horsepower, but that first gear ratio, that lower end gears of this IVT transmission, is really good for zip off the line. Even though this car has less horsepower than the previous version of the Forte, it's faster to 60 miles an hour, 0 to 100 kilometers an hour. So that's something cool to know. What I like, some of you like what I call these things, rump roasters, heated seats. 3 levels of seat heating in this car. This particular car does not have the heated steering wheel. The very first year did, 2019, 2020, they took it away on this trim. You can get that the next trim up, but a lot of time when you don't get the heated steering wheel, you also don't get the leather wrap steering wheel. Something like the Kia Seltos, for instance, has sort of a rubbery steering wheel when it doesn't have the heated steering wheel on the very low trims. You still get the leather steering wheel here. While we're looking at that, there's your cruise control on the right. here's this information display panel. Remember when I was showing you through those controls here? We'll just sort of show you again. You can zip through all of them just using your thumbs on there. Over on this side, all of your Bluetooth audio controls are echoed here on the steering wheel. And you have automatic headlights, which is super nice. Gets dark outside. Come on, camera, focus. Can you see it? You can't see it. Anyways, it says auto down there. It's focused right over here, but it should be focused right over there. Anyways, automatic headlamps. They are pretty cool, and they turn on automatically. Let's zip over here. You can see what the interior looks like. No ambient lighting in this car. You can get that in the GT model. There's those design details that Jasmine was asking about earlier. They are not back warmers unless you park in the sun, and then they will warm your back because it's a nice gray color seat. This particular car has no center armrest. It is the base level car, and that's okay. That's okay with me anyways. While we're here, let's take a look straight up. I don't often show these, but let's do that. Sunglasses holder up here. Works nice and simple, nice and soft, and actually nice soft inside, so you can put your regular prescription glasses in there and they'll stay safe. You can put the lights on to the door, which is what I just did there. You can turn the individual lights on, so left side or right side just by touching, or all the lights on just by hitting that button. So something kind of cool. I don't know if this matters to anybody here, but there's a mirror here, and oh, look at that cute guy. He needs a haircut. Wow, there's my phone. There's a mirror up there. I'm having a lot of fun this Friday. Can you guys tell? All right. Turning the car off, we're gonna jump outside. If you guys have questions, we're 25 minutes in. I've got 5 minutes to kill with you guys. If you have questions about this car, we can go off topic after about 5 more minutes. If you've never commented with us, feel free to throw a question in, throw a comment in, just say first time, whatever you want. Just let me know. 29 of you are watching, half of you approximately have said, I'm worth a like today. I was kind of hoping that, you know, when I climbed in the trunk, I could earn a few more likes than that. Remember, the deal on this particular car, this particular stock number, I negotiated on your behalf. If you buy this car from us, not only do you get 0% for 84 months right now, if you buy this stock number, FT201, you get a steak dinner. I negotiated on your behalf for my boss, this stock number, you get a steak dinner. We're gonna buy you a gift card. You don't have to take us out because that would ruin the steak dinner. Steak dinner for 2. He never actually said that, but now that I've said it online, he has to honor it, so that's always fun to do to my boss. Tell him I'm gonna spend his money. Anyways, let me just see if you have any questions here. Let's go. Tire sound. Use the screen for tire shift auto. There we go. Yeah, so when you use the smart mode, you'll often find that it stays in eco mode because eco mode is super practical for driving and you can get great fuel efficiency. Adaptive cruise or normal cruise? Good question. This car has normal cruise, not adaptive cruise. Can we negotiate that steak dinner on a different stock number? You can try. I'm just saying I already negotiated. So here's what happened with the steak dinner. My boss and I work, my office is actually the closest spot to my boss's office, which is kind of like sitting in the hall next to the principal's office. That's, I think, why I'm there. Anyways, I kind of went over to him and I said, hey, I need a gimmick, which I don't do gimmicks. He's like, sure. So I suggested if they buy this car, maybe we throw in a small teddy bear. He suggested a steak dinner. And I said, that's a way better idea than a teddy bear. So that's how steak dinner came out. I didn't really have a lot to do with it. My boss is far more gracious and generous than I am. Okay, no questions about this car, and that's okay. I want to talk real quickly about the engine. The engine transmission, like I said, have you had any issues with the deterioration of sun visors in this model or Kia Niros? No, I have not heard of that. No, haven't heard of that at all, actually. So, yeah, I know there's lots of stuff online, certainly not at our dealership. Just so you guys know, when you ask me questions like that, sometimes I legitimately haven't heard of it. Sometimes I say, hey, let's take it offline because there's more of a story. This one I've legitimately never heard of any issues with that. So that's interesting. There we go. We could show lighting. We could do that. I want to talk engine transmission real quickly. So an IVT transmission is basically a transmission that doesn't have to shift gears. If you think of a bicycle chainring, it moves from gear to gear to gear to gear to gear. Imagine that being a cone and the chain could just slide anywhere in between there. Instead of having, let's say, a 10-speed gear switching the chain switching every time, this one can be infinitely variable in between. That's what that VT, intelligent variable transmission. The V stands for variable. What that does is it allows the engine to move at different speeds and the transmission to really move itself as well and be at the perfect spot to give you great fuel efficiency. So this transmission, people didn't like it because it can feel normal, but the computer programming makes this feel normal and gets you great fuel efficiency. I have a Kia Niro and had to replace sun visors due to unusual. Oh, okay. I haven't heard of that with the Niros, so hopefully it'll be under warranty, but yeah. It's not something I'd heard of before. So there we go. That is weird. All right. Is there any other questions about this car? Steak promo for Seltos SX only. Yeah, we don't do steak promos on that. Listen, I got you a steak promo on one of the least expensive cars we have, so let's talk about that. It was covered. There we go. Okay. So if it's covered in a warranty, that means it's a manufacturer's thing that they take covered, not a wear and tear thing. So there you go. Real quick about the Kia warranty. You guys all know 5 years, 100,000 kilometers. In the States, you guys have a longer warranty. You pay for that in the States. We get better priced cars than you do. So you can get the same warranty you have in the States. You can buy that with this car. One thing to keep in mind is the States don't have things like heated seats on this trim level car. Kia as a whole is excellent with their warranty. I've never had an issue dealing with them. I used to work on the service desk. So when you buy a Kia, not only do you have a great warranty, they're also a great company to deal with warranties. That's what I've found advocating for my customers. Just keep your service records, do your service with your dealership. It'll be helpful. How many driver assist tech is there in this trim, like blind spot, auto brake, etc.? So, good question. A lot of safety features. When we have the new Sorento here and the new K5, actually the new K5 will show up first, you're gonna see even more new safety features turning up. The biggest thing in safety right now is collision avoidance, and that's because everybody's pretty much figured out how to crash their car at certain speeds and be relatively safe. It's far safer to avoid a collision than to have a collision. So first of all, high strength steel throughout this car, super high strength steel. That's a big thing as far as crash safety. This one does not have the collision avoidance things. It does not have blind spot detection, does not have forward collision avoidance assist. If you move up a trim level to the EX model, then you get lane keeping assist, which is an awesome way to stay in your lane. That works as a forward collision avoidance assist. You can move in from there. So you do have a really good collision avoidance systems. That's the next big thing. This car is just previous to that and just priced under that. So collision avoidance systems, none really on this car, but holy smokes, are we going to talk about those a lot in the coming years, because that is the big thing. You guys talk about, can you switch the 19? So usually at 30-minute mark we go off topic, so I'm willing to do that. Can you switch the 19 Niro key fob for a newer one? At this point, I have been told you cannot. There might be an ability to in the future, but I don't believe you can. So keep me up to date if that changes, but last I checked, that is not something that I know of that we can do. So good question though. The easiest way to switch that key fob is just to buy a new car. That's probably not the answer you wanted. Okay. Is there any other questions about this car? If not, I don't mind hanging up, letting you guys get back to your almost weekend plans. And we will be talking coming up soon. Okay, just so you know, this week we introduced the Sorento on we just sort of sat in front of the TV screen there and we did the spec review of the Sorento. That car, the Canadian media has been told that that is coming in November. The dealers haven't been told anything, so that's an interesting situation for us dealers to be in. We'll see what happens there. The, what do you call it? The K5, it is coming. We haven't really got an official time. It's looking into October. I don't think it'll be here next week. Trust me, as soon as we have that, we'll get it. I'm trying to see if I can get to a Sorento. I know head office has a couple Sorrentos around. I might ask them if they can, I mean, they're not watching now, so they're not gonna hear me, but I'm hoping to maybe see that and maybe be able to get to it a little earlier. They are doing what they call a ride and drive with our sales team. I don't think I'll go with that just because of COVID stuff. I just think it's easier to not be involved in some of these things. So, and I probably won't be able to film anything there anyways. So we're gonna see what we can do about getting that vehicle as soon as we can. But that's, the Sorrento's a little ways out still. K5 will be here first. Stinger, 2021 Stinger is on the boat last time we checked. Head office is in Mississauga. So Kia head office is in Mississauga. So, and it's not so much that we're gonna go there, it's just I'm not sure where the ride and drive, you know, COVID stuff, we're all trying to be careful. So jumping in a car with a whole bunch of other people, I'm not sure is the best thing, because we've done a great job here in Brantford of being safe, both within our dealership and within our town. And I just don't want to ruin that. I've got people around me that might be higher risk, and I don't want to have to deal with that. So maybe we'll be able to get into a car without having to go to ride and drive. And if that happens, I'll let you guys know. That's about it. I think we're just going to leave it there. I appreciate all of you joining us. I appreciate all the likes. We got 18 likes and 26 viewers. So I'm okay with that. If you guys want to just throw in a little like. Real quick, 0% for 84 months. We have a sale on a Brantford Kia right now. Not just the typical sale everybody else has, which is 0% for 84 months. We're also having an inventory clear out. We want to move out the 2020s. And this is a 2020. Like I said, this particular stock number, my boss has offered on this stock number, if you watch this video and subscribe to our channel, FT201 you get a steak dinner if you buy this car. You don't have to go with us. We'll just give you a gift card. We'll let you go without us. That's even better. And so yeah, there is that on this car. And he just said a steak dinner. I'm calling it a steak dinner for 2. So now he's in it for more, and that'll be fun. So thanks everybody for watching. Monday we're going to be back. We're going to have some more fun, and really hope the new cars show up soon. And if they do, this will be the best place to see it. Thanks everyone for watching. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon.